you've hatched a Triceratops. It might be cute now, but that's only gonna last for about a week.
Struthiomimus. Interesting. Another dinosaur that furthers the case of a direct linkage to our modern birds.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue? I see. This time, a Ceratosaurus. There are distinctive spines that run down its back, and a bladed horn on its head. Just what you don't want to run into when you're out there alone. Or in a group. Yangosaurus, another member of the Stegosaurians. About this one before, in a book. It's got a novel name, the Crichtonsaurus. This Sinoceratops should prove interesting. The Dragon King, the Dracorex. Sounds so intimidating, but it's just a plant eater. However, just in case they do rule the Earth again, Don't tell them I said that. With a name like Proceratosaurus, you'd think this dinosaur was related to the later Ceratosaurus. And you'd be wrong. It is in fact related to the Tyrannosaurus. And not quite as impressive as either, if you ask me, huh?
With this animal, the Corythosaurus, you can really see chaos in action. Think of all the combinations and patterns that life tries out, looking for that perfect structure. It's not about success. Life is about refining failure over and over and over again. Always a work in progress, ourselves included.
Yes, this here is an ankylosaurus. Strong, armored, and with a tail it can wield like a massive club. Even in the Cretaceous period, sometimes a blunt object could be more effective than a sharp one.
A Pseudoceratops, a member of the ceratopsian family. It sports horns above its eyes, not unlike our modern cattle. The iguanodon, which is famous for its thumb spikes. Now, it's funny because the thumb bone was originally placed on the reconstructed skeleton's nose. This one, an herbivore called Chungkingosaurus. Can you guess where it was first found? Don't tell me scientists don't have a sense of humor. This dinosaur, the Dilophosaurus, lacks front-facing binocular eyes, a trait common to almost every predator. So instead, it hunted by scent. And now, many predators rely on that sense as well. What you have there is a Styracosaurus, or spiked lizard. The reason for the name should be obvious.
This dinosaur, the Euoplocephalus, was, well, would you look at that? You've successfully hatched a Euoplocephalus. Nice work.
This dinosaur, the Baryonyx, lived in shallows and near wetlands. It possibly fed on fish, which, given its surroundings, would follow. One would hope its preferred diet hasn't changed in the intervening 100 million years.
Like this one, a Centaurosaurus, a herbivore from China.
A Gallimimus. Dr. Grant was obsessed with your latest creation. He believed that this dino was one of the closest genetic relatives to the modern avian species.
This is more my speed. A Parasaurolophus. Its distinctive crested head presents a challenge to scientists. An evolutionary dead end that we now realize is highly effective. This is what Jurassic research should be about.
Torosaurus, correct? Haha, indeed it is. These grow up to be medium-sized and like to eat ferns.
Ah, yes, the tyrant lizard, the Tyrannosaurus rex. Favorite of early century fiction writers and adolescent children everywhere. And why? because it represents everything that we fear about the past. It's what we believe that we've conquered, even though it ceased to exist before humanity had reached the proto-ape stage. And that was true. Until now. Until you.
Diplodocus. It's fun, right? Diplodocus. I mean, the name, Diplodocus. It's fun to say.
Any creature whose name means terrible claw is one that should be given respect. That's what you have here, a Deinonychus.
Okay, fun fact, this Maiasaura was the first dinosaur in space. It was on Space Lab in 1985. How do I know that? It's in the travel brochure. They like to butt heads, too. Well, we left that out. A Brachiosaurus. Wonderful. Our guests enjoy the large dinosaurs. The mighty Dreadnoughtus was one of the largest terrestrial creatures to have ever lived. While it's known as the fears-nothing dinosaur, I would still keep it away from the Indominus Rex. The Herrerasaurus is thought to be one of the oldest theropods.
It says here it was originally discovered in Argentina. So, at least it's not that far to travel, right? You've created a Nodosaurus. The name means knobbed lizard. It's a tough dinosaur. I guess you would be too with that name. All I know about this dinosaur, the Stygimoloch, is that its name is derived from hell and a demon. That's why I like it.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what you're doing here, other than playing with fire. An Indominus Rex? You're creating a hybrid, a dangerous hybrid. You're not only creating life, you're condemning it. Hopefully not your own.
This dinosaur, the Camarasaurus, represents the diversity of late-era Jurassic life, much like the other sauropods, but with a larger head. Another three-horned dinosaur, this time a Chasmosaurus. The top of its head features a wide frill, too thin for protection, so it is hypothesized that it's instead used to impress a potential mate, which on the islands cannot happen, I'm assured, as I was before.
This is called a Pachycephalosaurus. Its notable feature is that it's thick-headed. Like some people I know, who shall remain nameless. When people come to the islands, they expect to see something dramatic. And this polacanthus you've created delivers. That's an Archaeornithomimus. I don't like the way they look. And I don't just mean their appearance, but also the way they look at me. The Homalocephale is a small herbivore with a thick, flat skull roof, which was probably useful for something.
An Albertosaurus has just been successfully incubated. That's great work on your part. And for now, let's hope it isn't too hungry.
Carcharodontosaurus was a fearsome predator, possessing great strength and almost as large as T-Rex. It's sure to be a much desired attraction for our guests, huh? This guest favorite dinosaur, the Acrocanthosaurus, was among the largest theropods known to have lived.
Up to a point, there are evolutionary advantages to size, and this Giganotosaurus pushes the limits. You're going to have your hands full with this one.
Carnivore, the Carnotaurus, was first discovered in Argentina. The name means meat-eating bull, as if a regular bull wasn't bad enough. An Apatosaurus, I believe. Herbivore. Big body, small head. Like some people I know. This is a five-horned face dinosaur, or as the eggheads call it, a pentaceratops, a herbivore. Scientist talk again. Plant eater to the rest of us, or at least me. This dinosaur, the Kentrosaurus, is an herbivore that seems relatively harmless, which on these islands means only kinda dangerous. When I was a kid, I think the Stegosaurus was my favorite dinosaur. Maybe because it could take whatever came its way. Not a fighter, a survivor. This dinosaur, the Sauropelta, is a valuable species. I know this dinosaur. It's a Spinosaurus. So named because of the spines running down its back. Seriously? Who needs a PhD for this one? With this Mamenchosaurus, I'm beginning to think that you might have an interest in large dinosaurs.
heard from the lab. We have a new Tyrannosaurus. You did it!
Here we go. An enormous spine lizard, or Gigantspinosaurus. Not as large as its cousins, but with impressive shoulder spines, clearly for defense.
What you have here is a Mutabarosaurus, an ornithopod or bird-like dinosaur.
I think they first found this dinosaur, the Mayungasaurus, in Madagascar. And then they had to move it. This is the crocodile mimic, or Suchomimus, a large meat eater. Everything about this dinosaur says keep your distance. Nigersaurus, while relatively small for a sauropod, is notable for having more than 500 teeth. This dinosaur, the Dryosaurus, is named for its forested habitat. Dryosaurus means tree lizard, or oak tree lizard. If I'm not mistaken, that's an Indoraptor. More weapon than attraction, right? Just keep it away from the guests, please. Unless we can charge more to see it.
what concerns me about your latest dinosaur, the Allosaurus. That it's an apex predator? No. That it could bring down animals twice its size? Also no. Instead, my problem with the Allosaurus is that, unlike the T-Rex, or even the Velociraptor, the Allosaurus seems optimized. It's chaos locking in on a solution, creating efficiencies, and that makes me nervous.
The Titan, or gigantic swan, was a duck-billed dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period. According to Dr. Dewar's notes, anyway. Hey, a duck-bill don't seem all that swan-like to me, though. This carnivore is a troodon. It says here that the troodon had one of the largest brains for body size of any dinosaur, making it intelligent and deadly. Just like my second wife. We're getting good with hybrids. An Ankylodocus this time. I think people will want to see this. A Stegoceratops. You might think it's calm and docile, but I'm not so sure. Great, a Spinoraptor. Another aggressive carnivore to drop into a world of potential meals walking around in souvenir t-shirts and cargo shorts.
We are pleased to welcome a Velociraptor to the park.